Here in the study of Arthur Sinclair, one of the rooms preserved from his house. You see his writing desk, his cane. Pretty interesting. Especially about the legacy of his life. He was a seventh cousin of mine, as was the guy that actually built the fort. Example, the outside of the building. It was like climbing up the mountains. He had Conestoga wagons and horse teams, and a little bit of history for you. Some of the weapons. Time. Cannonry. Dame de Pompadour. I always run into her. Let's see some of these pistols.
Okay, guys. Now remember, it's the French and there's the musket. How many shots that musket hold? And how long did it take to reload? 20 seconds is good. Good, right. Make Americans were interested in studying with the French and the British or our country, like taxes, okay. Now the other thing we can't read here.
Forbes campaign and pistols of George Washington. It's actual pistols. Lafayette gave these to George Washington. Now my ancestor, Delancey's, came from France with Lafayette. So perhaps my ancestor was in on this campaign when they were brought. Pretty interesting bit of history. Really look at the detail on this. You can see the French designs with the there you go. So Lily, Fleur de Lance, focus on them. They're both pretty much the same. This is the entrance from the fort. It's kind of raining pretty good, so I didn't get a chance to really. I was talking to an old guy in there that was a caretaker. We got in a conversation, so I stopped the video. This is the fort. I should have came yesterday. But this is all rebuilt in the 60s, so it's kind of historic. The original one, you're seeing the layers of blockade, how they would have done it with the. I always wonder, how do you stack logs on top of each other? You have to have a joint like this that climbing on battery. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to. This shows you how, defensive this was. I could have done that with my house. Gives you an idea of the types of batteries and whatever Ligonier. Now, I mentioned in a post about a Mr. McDowell, a William McDowell, I believe his name was, and he was at Fort Preservation, and he was attacked by Indians on Pontiac's Rebellion up on that hill. You read about it, and you want to see just how much of a fight he had to get back, just climbing up there, having a picnic with his friends. He was 16 years old, and they were attacked, and 3 of them were killed, I believe. I believe he was hurt on his hand. The young lady that was with him, she lived, she wasn't hurt. But imagine those Indians having the higher ground and him having to try to race back to the fort in that time period. And, this place was built by James Byrd. He was designed by him. He said, "I can smell French brandy in the air." And he'd be a 7th cousin of mine, as was Arthur Sinclair. So I'm coming here, I kind of walking in the steps of my ancestors and my cousins and thinking about what they built. Nice idea, like typical, like in this day and age, you're getting out of the rain a little bit and you want to write a letter. That's what the officers would be at. I'm going to write a letter in here, and nice. I'm pretty sure they didn't have that kind of stove, but this is what you would have had to live all winter long. Think about that, all winter long. Looking out like this. Of course, they had their men's and women's bathrooms. That wasn't there at the time, I'm pretty sure. And outside the fort, this is East Little Hannah Street, where I grew up on. Right up above there. Giving you all the scenic tour here. Fort Ligonier. So this is built in 1758. You had the French had Fort Duquesne. The British, by DeWitty, sent Washington from Virginia. Virginia and Pennsylvania were fighting for Fort Duquesne. Washington went one time as an emissary. Second time, he went with Braddock. Braddock was defeated, so Forbes, being a smart man, said instead of traveling the full length, getting ahead of our supply lines, we're going to Hello. I got a quick look, but instead of getting ahead of your supply lines, we're going to build forts every 50 miles or so, and there'll be a supply, and you won't have where you're ahead of your supply. You will be able to go and have yourself a nice place to fall back to. It's a very rainy day. It's a howitzer. I'm going to end this video with a howitzer because this rain, I don't think my phone likes it.